So, the course of the last 5 years, hey, Evan. So, this is going to be like a marathon series. So, this will be concluded in 20 minutes. So, we're going to do this will be a 22-minute. So, I'll tell you, 22-minute overview. 22-minute. I had a child therapist because my grades were bad. I was moved around to 6 high schools in a single calendar year. People like Greg sure know the early trauma before the homelessness period. And then there was the trauma after that. And so he came in the 2009 period after I already went through the drug phase, the jail phase. He was coming in while I was still on Access TV before Portland threw me away, before traveling around America, before the off-grid movement. He was MIA for many years. Might as well be a government agent maybe. I'm joking, but like talk about gaslighting, but use it as an example. People that leave you for years and don't even follow up in your life story. So that's why I have to write a book so that people understand. But in 2018, I started to see people in Pagosa Springs, and these were horrible therapists to the point where like you feel bad to even talk to them. And it's like, it's not like you go down and you like get your oil changed. Like, bro, you need to get your oil changed. No. Listen, bro, you need help. If you don't get your oil changed, bro, your engine's it's not like that. Okay, that's like a definitive, this is an oil change and this is not. With today's therapy, it's worse than therapy. It's abuse. It's gaslighting. They're not aware of current events. They have weird type of like philosophies. They don't believe in being aware of the news. They're not libertarians. They're not freedom people. They have a lot of coveted issues. And so you're not even getting quality therapy. And even if you're paying a lot of money, you're not necessarily getting a better therapist. But if you shop around, it's better than like, whatever state government, poverty, insurance, any type of low level poverty. So, I mean, there was a lot of the therapy was so bad. I have hours and hours of podcasts laying this out and a plan for a book to expose this. And so people like this are the people I get like people locked up, like just the unwanted emails. He's sending these emails. He's obsessed. He's insane. He's possessed. These are the type of people that are crazy, that try to manipulate themselves into positions of authority that people locked up. Okay. So there's a long history of me talking to people that are not nice people, that look down upon me, and they just like, oh, that's crazy. You even view that you've had these experiences. This is the way the world is. A guy like me that's already contrarian isn't to be talked down to modern medical people that believe in mass drugging and forced jabs. That's crazy shit. That's as Matrix, New World Order, hell on earth that you can possibly imagine. Yes, Evan. And if anything, I don't even watch Daniel Mackler because I don't need it, but I noticed he had a nice spirit, so I added his name to the roster over at 25 Countdown. And I can add a few more faces, but I don't watch that many channels. I'm going to add AMTV. Chris Green is reading my messages. I'm not abusing him. Basically, I'm giving Chris kudos for having a really good dad behind the scenes. And he's looking at my page. And so when you like someone and you like that, you have a little psychic connection. So he's open to hearing some things that I have to say. He's not excluding me. We're not just jumping on board a new project. So there's some healing between the past that had to happen for my healing. And there had to be healing today at the gym. And I apologized to a man at the gym. And I said, I'm sorry if I said I don't just trust all men now because of the shit that's happening to me on the internet. And it was like there's a period of time of empathy right now. What I'm saying is there is a lot of the overall point. I don't know what the central point is.
but that the modern medical model is broken. And that I was hung up on today. This is what you don't know behind the scenes. I called and they don't handle criticism. When you talk to the same man for a while, and you're like, I want to talk to a female therapist about what's happening at home. They don't even listen to what I'm saying. They ignore me. What you don't understand about what I'm going through is I'm in a bad place in America, okay, where I call services and I say I need to talk to somebody. And you're acting like I'm not. I'm telling you I am. I don't believe in that. Check yourself in. If you force drugs, you're nuts. Do you want to be put to talk to somebody off camera? Absolutely. Fuck yeah. But to think that I haven't been trying to exhaust those resources? No, you don't know what's going on, man. And I'm not talking to you, man. You're a gaslighter. If you generally cared, I would know. You know what I mean? And so I'm just being brief on this. We're 6 minutes in. Oh, we don't need to go on and on. I'm going to be out of here in a few minutes. There's a lot of interesting videos. We have a lot more videos now, but I feel like I have a lot more to offer as a healer. Let me focus on that. Okay, I'm not a victim in this. Through the things that I've learned, I'm somewhat of a healer, and I can help a lot of you overcome and deprogram from the damage that's been done to you. And so I always knew I was like a renegade outlaw, bad boy in a good way, by going through that drug phase early on in Portland, Oregon, and then becoming a truther and having those early sexual experiences while not being a married man, and then doing some of my investigative journalism on the internet, different areas most people that are married don't go, living a hard life, moving around, being marginalized as homeless, as a rabble rouser. I mean, it's been enlightening. And so there's trauma. With police being thrown away, there's trauma, and then overcoming trauma. And the cpsd is a trauma that keeps coming at you, which is still being alone, still being, and so the reality of being shadow banned, you lose less reach. And when you lose less reach, there's less people that donate because there's less people that see you. And now a lot of people seem to want to abuse me to donate, or think that I want, if I mention donations, which I hardly ever do. Actually, I'm just mentioning that I've got to figure something out if I'm to be independent. I need to have my own place again. This welfare state model, permanent housing, it doesn't work. I'm not in it at present, and I'm not going to be in it anytime soon. You know, what's called the permanent housing matrix. Some of you may think that exists, right? In certain areas, in certain times, if you get in, right time, right place, sure, there are those phenomena, the funk phenomena. But you can also become a dumb tard, like Keith Davis out of Portland, Oregon, who can get so high and mighty off of their own, recipient of housing that they'd be like, we can just move to Portland and get it. No, you can't just move to Portland and get a free apartment. How could you live in Portland, have been homeless in Portland, and perceive that's how it works? Because his process of getting his apartment was really in a matter of a year or two of his homeless experience, which was moved out of a roommate situation. It was not long term like some other people the guy knew in Portland. So what I'm saying is, it's a very difficult time to have trauma in the world because social media and the screen addiction, put on the glasses, these are my blue light glasses, it causes depression. There's trauma just from internet addiction, but yet you, others, we go deeper into our screens because the real world sucks. And I want to make it a better place, but I haven't succeeded in that. So that's what I want to say, is that trauma is something that I was born into. It is a long-lasting thing. I talked about it a lot in 2006 and broke down on the air in 2006. And that was before feeling like I lost Emily, before feeling that I lost Portland, before I lost all of my physical belongings in Oregon from a guy named Alex W., last name omitted, who was to store my stuff, and everything has been thrown away. I've lost my family. My mother is traumatized. My mother doesn't talk to me for reasons I'm not going to get into. My father is not a real Muslim, but benefits from being seen as one from his immigrant family, and so I try to reconnect with him in recent years. So what people don't understand when they're gaslighting and you're thinking these thoughts, he's this, he's that, what you don't understand is that for years I've already talked to a bunch of therapists that are actually not friendly and angry, and then come up with a lot of arguments when I'm just trying to tell them about world events because they have a no, don't talk to me. One guy who I met in person a couple months ago. Finally, after meeting him, that was the last time I wanted to. I'll admit some things that I said before, but and he didn't want to touch my book. And I'm like, man, you're involved in this stuff, getting about the solar influence, and that's tough when they. It was only in Durango, Colorado, where a guy named omitted, but he was over there and he said, "You're one of the most intelligent people I've ever met. It's like you don't belong here." And see, when you are intelligent at a certain level, it's very difficult to communicate certain ideas of certain people are going to think you're retarded. So whether you can imagine a Nikola Tesla, or Alexander Zhetsky, who faced hardship in Russia. Just on down the line, there is a history of hardship for people that know something before their time. And that's what I identify with, a man before his time. And a lot of people are going to fight me on that. It's not my problem. It's a distraction. Like I said, this is the winter, and people are acting like trolls in the darkness of the winter, as I predicted. Like, I actually make predictions months ago, how people act down to the month. I could show you. In the dark of the winter, and right now there's a snowstorm coming, like even here. So it's almost like the vampire demon nature will like attack. And I've been in some dark, funky places all throughout today. And the internet probably will go out from the weather. But I feel invigorated by invoking the light. I got to tell you a positive story. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm at the market, and they come by these two blonde. The males are probably above 18, missionaries. He was not 21, and so he seemed so innocent, but yet aware of the corruption of the world. He's like, "Can I invite you to church?" And I'm like, "Are you serious? Nobody invites me to church here." And I'm like, "Oh wow, this guy's really gonna. Of course, he'll take your card. Take his card. But I'm gonna give you card for card. Should give him two. He has his brother there. Sure, search for the truth, your little brother." Anyway, and I was thinking, what if they keep my card forever? And they'll be like a male version of Mary, Rachel Mary, who I gave my info to in 2012. She watched me for years until she realized I was being bullied, saw me as small, got on TikTok, ran off forever. And there was a darkness that came into society right before COVID hit. Right before COVID hit, however you perceive that, there was an evil in society creeping in right beforehand, before the actual virus. It was very synchronized, and that's one of the main reasons I stopped creating content. Is people were not being nice. It wasn't the COVID at all. There was a double thing going on that I was hip to, and we came out of it hardcore. Started to come out of it in 2022, but 2023, I felt like I can come back to the internet and talk to you again. I did not feel that way in 2021. In fact, and I'll admit it, when there was the potential that this whole thing was real, not that you have ever had those angry thoughts, when there's the potential of this whole thing was real, there was a sense that I was so much in pain and traumatized. It was like, screw it, and down to 4 people. I am good at predicting that stuff. So we'll close here. I am good. So since I am so good at predicting news before it happens, it's almost like I should be doing some telepathic boxing with someone with like a blindfold on at this point. I should just really, as soon as possible, write a predictions book. But it's already been put out there on the internet, most everything. And then a little bit more new stuff that can come out. I've been talking about 2045 recently. I'm talking about 2165 years ago. But there are these different places on the timeline where we can see events coming. And I did call 2025 years ago, before it was cool. So they told me where their church is. I will check it out. It was time to read the comments and then leave. An older white woman, possibly from the Pacific Northwest, may reach out to you who may have the necessary connections to get you housing. Yeah, I have not heard from somebody like that in many, many years. Not since I've been there. Pacific Northwest people tend to gravitate more to people that are there rather than people that are suffering in regions far away that want to come back, but they're not feeling that they're close enough, and so the status thing with people is unfortunate, that they'll view people from certain states as lesser than, as long as you understand I'm from there. And I don't think that Portland's right or safe for me. unless someone can demonstrate that there's way more peace and love. I think pockets of the Northwest. That's it. And he says, I question my own psychic abilities, so I don't want to mention this to you, especially if the negative experience with demonic gaslighting and racist abuse in the Pacific Northwest. This older woman may have had an attraction and said something nasty to you in the past, and now she has regret. A lot of them have. All of them have. Yeah, up to the point where I think offer to the sea. Bye-bye now, what's up? No, I mean, really, like, I don't understand it. It is like a simulation. You even send emails where you're picking up on, like, Nephilim, Anunnaki, alien hate towards me. And, you know, that it's admitted that people identify with that, not being human, but it hasn't been friendly to me. You know what I mean? I'm in this body that is looked down upon by people. And Chris Green agrees with me. I said, Chris, you know, these years of me discussing what it's been like, hated by a lot of the truth movement, I never lied to you. It was always real. Said the same thing to W. It was never a made-up story about people treating me like, and now people are calling the cops on me and random, you know, and then Greg shows up out of the blue. You need help in the email. You need help. Emails here. You need help. Hopping up and down, firing mad. Like, what motivates these people? I mean, you'd think he'd be busy preparing for something, you know. No, he's like hunting. He's like, I'm on a mission. I'm going to intervene in your life. These people are possessed. So a lot of women are in danger. A lot of women absolutely in danger. The psychopathic male exes coming back to kill them, rape them, put them in a basket. And if they see somebody too feminized that they can take advantage of, they'll try to treat somebody like a bitch in a prison situation and fuck them up the ass. Okay? And that's what we've got right here on the earth. Demons, oh man, this place is closing. Do you want to buy me a drink? What we got to do is, if I hooked you up with a Cash App link, would it make it easy for you guys? Evan, Psychic Abilities in 5432. Would Cash App be the solution and give me free meals? I'll just put on the glass. You don't like PayPal anymore, do you? If I finally stopped being lazy and got the Cash App, would that solve? Would that add a little coffee money in here? Because you know that waitress that likes me over there, she'd like a tip once in a while, and I'm cheap. Maybe a couple dollars here and there. Leave a couple dollars, let me hang out there. I give my friend a break. I'm just crazy, man. In her world, a lot of people's worlds, but in my world, it's just like we got to put the crazy down, light up on the paper, right? Put it in the oven's not the right. Put them on the glass, and then you export like a factory, and then you put this here, put this here, put this here. Before you know it, you have $20, 20 DVDs. You have a seminar. All right. I've had demonic hatred directed towards me as well. I've looked down upon it when I was homeless and now living in co-living housing. Well, thank you for your comment. We'll talk to you later. Often people that are homeless have empathy, and I had an interview with a homeless guy the other day, gave him my card, and he used it at the gym locally, and we had a good talk.